Episode number 23. Yes, such a one as would be made by the grazing of a ball. Was he not a fine-looking man? Yes. Of lofty stature? Yes. Of pale complexion and brown hair? Yes, that is he. How is it, sir, that you are acquainted with this man? If I ever find him again, and I will find him, I swear, were it in hell. He was waiting for a woman, continued Treville. He departed immediately after having conversed for a minute with whom he waited. You know not the subject of the conversation? He gave her a box, told her not to open it except in London. Was this woman English? He called her milady. It is he, it must be, murmured Treville. I believed him still at Brussels. Oh, sir, if you know who this man is, cried D'Artagnan, tell me who is, and whence is. I will then release you from all your promises, even that of procuring my admission into the Musketeers, for before everything, I wish to avenge myself. Beware, young man, cried Treville. If you see him coming on one side of the street, pass by on the other. Do not cast yourself against such a rock, he would break you like glass. That will not prevent me, replied D'Artagnan, if ever I find him. In the meantime, said Treville, seek him not, if I have a right to advise you. All at once the captain stopped, as if struck by a sudden suspicion. This great hatred, which the young traveller manifested so loudly for this man, who, a rather improbable thing, had stolen his father's letter from him, was there not some perfidy concealed under this hatred? Might not this young man be sent by the eminence? Might he not have come for the purpose of laying a snare for him? This pretended D'Artagnan, was he not an emissary of the cardinal, whom the cardinal sought to introduce into Treville's house, to place near him, to win his confidence, and afterward to ruin him as had been done in 1,000 other instances? He fixed his eyes upon D'Artagnan even more earnestly than before. He was moderately reassured, however, by the aspect of that countenance, full of astute intelligence, and affected humility. I know he's a Gascon, reflected he, but he may be one for the cardinal as well as for me. Let us try him. My friend, said he, slowly, I wish, as the son of an ancient friend, for I consider this story of the lost letter perfectly true, I wish, I say, in order to repay the coldness you may have remarked in my reception of you, to discover to you the secrets of our policy. The king and the cardinal are the best of friends, their apparent bickerings are only feints to deceive fools. I am not willing that a compatriot, a handsome cavalier, a brave youth, quite fit to make his way, should become the dupe of all these artifices, and fall into the snare after the example of so many others, who have been ruined by it. Be assured that I am devoted to both these all-powerful masters, and that my honest endeavours have no other aim than the service of the king, and also the cardinal, one of the most illustrious geniuses that France has ever produced.